Kamlesh, you can start. We cannot hear you, sir. We are unable to hear you. Can you unmute?
Welcome all the participants in today's webcast on the Captive Conversations Public Speaking Strategies to elaborate your professional presence. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. I introduce CA Sri Priya Kumar, Vice Chairperson, PSCC ICI. CA Sri Priya Kumar, Central Council Member 2022-25 of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. She had earlier served as a Central Council Member in 2016-19 and in the South Indian Region Council in 2012-15. She is currently the Chairperson of the Substantial Reporting Standard Board ICI and also the Vice Chairperson of Professional Skill Investment Committee ICI and Corporate Law and Corporate Governance Committee ICI and members of various non-standing committee of ICI. Thank you.
So thank you, Kamlesh ji. And on behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, I take great pleasure in extending a very, very warm and a very, very hearty welcome to all of you to this Saturday webinar series where we've actually been rocking with about 2,000 plus participants in every session. And this is an offering from the PSEC, the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of ICAI. My chairman, CA Dr. Anuj Goel, will be joining us very shortly, but we could proceed with the session. He's held up in a small exigency. So I also place on record my sincerest appreciation to our speaker of the day, CA Pooja Bardia, who's worked with the committee for the last 1.5 months consistently to enable our initiatives. So we have a three-pronged strategy. One, these webinars which we are hosting every Saturday, they are exclusive webinars never before done by ICI, and the recorded versions are available. The second is we run something called PSCC 100, where we invite a group of about 30 to 50 chartered accountants 3 times a week. And you would be getting these mails and message alerts. Do join them. We pick one small theme like leadership, and we do a guided training session for about 1.5 hours. And the third initiative is we've made standard packs and sent it to all your branches, requesting them to run 2 to 3 hour modules. Rome was not built in a day. Nothing gets done in a day. I'm sure these initiatives will take fruit. The PSCC was actually constituted this year only with the sole objective of developing soft skills of chartered accountants. We ran a survey, about 5,000 members responded. We took the feedback and we've structured these programs. We figured out that most of us, many of us have not attended the GMCS, and most of us today don't have a structured learning program to develop our soft skills. What are these skills? These include conversation skills, leadership skills, thinking skills, emotional intelligence, written communication skills, negotiation skills, very, very critical for chartered accountants. A lot of these skills, maybe we are doing it in some manner, but are we doing it the best way? These programs and these skills enrichment is to enable you to present the best version of yourself, the best version of Kamlesh ji, the best version of Sri Priya, the best version of Pooja Bardia, the best version of anyone you choose to be, the Rameshs who are attending this program, the Anishas who are attending, the Ankits who are attending this program. And I must also tell you that the support that we've got from the members of the committee and certain special invitees and chartered accountants has been exemplary. And this is possibly one of the few programs where we have international speakers also joining us from across branches. We have people like CA Nirlep Bhatt, CA Meenakshi Sundaram from Bahrain, etc., who've contributed enormously to the growth of this committee in a very short span of time. With these few words, I'll now invite Pooja Bardia to speak about public speaking skills. So what's public speaking all about? It's simply about captivating your audience. What is it? So this is actually one to many. You're one speaker and the room is filled with 30, 50, 100, 1,000, 2,000. How do you hold audience interest? How do you ensure that people are focusing on you? How do you deliver content? What is the content that you deliver that will keep them captivated? How do you deliver the content? What should be your intonation? How do you throw your voice? How do you keep them engaged? How do you, in all this process, try and come across as a serious or a funny? I mean, you can also do a session on humor. How do you come across and deliver your purpose in these public speaking sessions? So it's over back to the Master of Ceremonies for today, the event enablers, to help us take this program forward. Thank you very, very much. So since Anuj Bhai is getting a little delayed, you can start with Pooja ji, and then when Anuj Bhai comes, you can also add him. You can speak about him. So could you please introduce Pooja ji? Yes, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody. Myself, CA Brajesh Jaiswal. Today's program on public speaking, effective public speaking. Our learned key speaker is CA Pooja Bardia ji. Now, CA Pooja Bardia ji will elaborate and give her deliberation on this effective topic, public speaking. CA Pooja Bardia ji.
So thank you so much, Pooja. Pooja is actually a chartered accountant who's chosen to pursue a very diverse path. She works only on helping people develop themselves. And she's clearly decided, I'm in practice, yes, but this is my passion. So thank you, and it's over to you.
Thank you so much, Shri Priya. And thank you so much to all the event enablers, Dr. Sambhaji and the team of the PSEC. So let's take it further without further ado. Welcome to all of you. A very, very bliss morning and a very vibrant morning to all of you. I would request all of you that whatever you are doing currently, just keep everything aside and give me your full attention here, because what we are going to talk about requires a lot of energy and requires a lot of attention. So with all of that, I would request all of you to have your full focus over here. Yes? Okay, let's begin. So the topic for today is captivating conversations. Usually when we talk about public speaking strategies, I believe that how beautifully we are able to grasp and captivate the audience. It's very important. It should not be a one-way street. It is a two-way street. And that's why I've given the name captivating conversations. It's a conversation that we are having with their audience. It's just not you come, you deliver something and you go. You're interacting with the audience. You're grasping the audience attention. You are engaging them with all of their free will, and you are bringing in power, bringing in a lot of energy in the room. So it should be a conversation and not just a one-way street. Okay, with this, let's move ahead. Speakers who talk about what life has taught them never fail to keep the attention of their listeners. This is given by Dale Carnegie, who is a very, very popular author of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, and is extremely powerful in bringing out the power of speech. I truly believe that if you just talk about your life experiences, when you give a personal touch to what you are speaking, it adds a lot of value. It adds a lot of engagement to the audience, because there is a lot of emotion involved and the audience engages with you with the right factors. Okay, so talk about your life, talk about what achievements you have made from where you started and from where you are. It's not always that people want to hear your achievements. People want to hear how you were able to overcome your obstacles, how you were able to grasp the opportunities, and how you were able to take it further to become successful. So that's where the essence of captivating conversation lies, in your personal story. Okay, the simple recipe to happiness, if I say, if we are happy, if you're truly happy as a speaker, when we go and stand and take the stage in our hand, we can spread that happiness. So first we need to find our happiness, and that's where simple recipe to happiness is: find something to love, find something you truly hope for, and find something truly to do. Now, when I say love, do, and hope, it's very important to understand that when you love talking about a particular topic, when you love engaging and being in practice with that particular topic, your love, your passion will show out to your audience. It will show out in your eyes, right? So do something that you love and speak about something that you love. Choose a topic that you really, really feel in love with. Find something to do. What have you done with your life? What are the hobbies that you have? What are the things that have brought you where you are today? When you totally engage in that, your passion is completely visible and it's there with the audience. And find something you truly hope for. When you have a very, very strong vision, a very strong goal ahead of you, a BHAG for you, I would probably say, all of your passions become truly visible, and it is not only it spreads like magic. Each member of the audience will be able to grasp that. So just find something to love, find something to do, and find something you truly hope for. The central idea of today's topic, of today's presentation given by me, will be running around these particular points. Okay. So as I said, stories are very captivating, and all the great speakers never fail when they share an experience of their life. So I'm CA Pooja Bhartia, founder of the Blissful Navigator. As Sri Priya ma'am already said, I'm a chartered accountant in practice, but transitioned into being a completely different person from what it is expected out of a CA. I'm a life coach, I'm a master trainer, I'm an energy healer. All of this came to me in life with a lot of struggles. The struggle began with doubts, the struggle began with fears, the struggle began with not being able to leverage the skills that I already have because of a qualification that always people expected, because you're a CA, you should do exactly what a CA does. And it took me time to bring out the fact and put it out to people that if you're a chartered accountant, it gives you the leverage to do what you want to do. You just need to find something you truly love, find something you truly want to do, and find something you can truly hope for. Create a very strong vision for yourself. Your doubts, your fears, your inhibitions, everything will overcome. What people say, you will come out of that victim mode. So my struggle was being in the victim mode. I was not taking responsibility of my own life. And with that responsibility that I was not able to take, I always kept blaming. I can't do this because of so-and-so. I can't do that because of so-and-so reasons. Always there was a reason, there was an excuse. So a lot of struggle was there in excuses. A lot of struggle was there in belief systems that was limiting my growth. A lot of struggle was there in resistance. Okay. Not being able to accept who I truly am because of strong conditioning. So all of this, that was a struggle, and I think it will relate to each one of you, because all of us at some point or the other go through this struggle. And this struggle is what truly made me who I am today when I sat down to find a solution. How? I just decided one day that enough of being in the victim mode, enough of attracting that pity patty from everybody around and always blaming and finding an excuse and sitting in my comfort zone. It's time that I gather my courage to align myself in the path that truly, truly, truly resonates with me. And when that struggle is there, your mind will be focused on the solution. That's the idea. We are generally focused on the problem. We have to move from a problem approach to a solution approach. And when I came to the solution approach, all I had to do was introspect. I had to ask myself, what is it that I truly want? What is it that I truly love? What is it that I truly hope for? And when I visualized that picture, I always saw myself as standing somewhere on a stage with an audience filled with about, say, 50,000 people. And everybody's clapping for me. And I'm the keynote speaker over there. And trust me, when you have that vision in your mind, solution falls in place. The path is led to you. Healing gave me that path. Movement practice gave me that path. Becoming a trainer gave me that path. All of that path was leading to who I am today. So when you decide upon taking a solution approach, success falls in place. And that success is truly what you all desire. That success is truly what you deserve. All you have to do is get yourself out of that struggle zone, find a solution, and bring success to your life. And that's the story of my life, from being in success to becoming successful today as the Blissful Navigator. What I always say is there is no failure which is a stepping stone to success, but there is always a success which is a stepping stone or which is a part of being successful. We say there is a circle of life. We all belong to that circle of life. And that success is incomplete without that full, right? From success to successful, what is the addition of word there? It's a fullness. So from success, I'm able to arrive at being successful. And that's where we all need to train our minds to think that success is there. How can we get from success to successful? And in that, there may be struggles. All you have to do is find your solution. So the story of my life is all about success to being successful. I hope that all of you will relate to the story and find out that one keynote which you felt in life where you struggled a lot. And if you have struggled, if my story has a solution, if my story has a success, your story also has a solution and success, and you can also be successful. You can also be a successful speaker. And there are a few guidelines which I gave to myself. What is it that as an audience, if I sit, what is it that will engage me with the speaker? If I can observe that, I think as a speaker, I have to just modulate that. I just have to become that. And that's what came to me. Okay. So we are all in the PSEC committee right now. It's a seminar organized by the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee. So I've used the same PSEC to bring it in, put it in your heads that PSEC is what we all need to know for public speaking. PSEC is all what we need to know for captivating conversation. You must be wondering what this PSEC is all about. So let me take you through the PSEC. P of the public speaking. What are the P's that you really need? These are the skills that we need to hone. These are the things that we need to take care and remember. Okay. So the first P is pause. You cannot speak continuously and expect the audience to be engaged with you with full attention span. Because as we grow in this current scenarios, our attention span is just getting lesser and lesser and lesser. You may be the best speaker, but still it is a challenge to engage the audience for a very long span. So what helps for a keynote speaker is to pause very gracefully, to pause very rightfully, not an abrupt pause. The pause should be such that it gives importance and emphasis to what you're going to speak. Okay, a punch. The punch is very important. What is it? So all of us know the punchlines that we have with so many brands. Okay, if we talk about Nike, it's just do it. I will say just do it. You just go out there on the stage, have a punch for yourself and just do it and give that punch to the audience. Something that they will remember for a lifetime. Something that they will remember and take it throughout the session. Keep ringing in their minds. Okay, something that will enlighten their light bulbs. So pause, punch. The third is power. Power is very, very important. The power is within us. Sometimes what we do is when we go to a stage, we start feeling nervous, and I'm going to talk about nervousness, anxiety, all of that we face, how to overcome that also I'm going to take you, but a little bit about power over here. When we talk about power, we just need to take charge. Like I said, we can make a number of excuses. When we start making excuses, we give our power to somebody else to control us. We give our power to somebody else to basically take us through the journey. But is it that what we truly want? Ask yourself. Power is something that we need to build within ourselves so that we can take ourselves one notch higher and make other people look at us. That powerful our speech should be. That powerful our body language should be. It's just not about words. It's about action, words, and your thoughts. So when I talk about power over here, your P for power will be in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. You should think what you want to do. You should speak what you want to do. And in action, you should literally show what you want to do with the right pause and the right punch and the right pitch. The pitch is very important. The tonality of voice is very important. You're a high pitch person or you're a low pitch person. Everybody comes with different ways of speaking, but identify what works for you and try to moderate it. And the best way to do it, I think, is practice. I have not put that P over here because I wanted to tell you, the more you're going to practice, pause, punch, power, pitch, everything will come in place. So again, a P for practice. Now, how many of us buy products mostly because of packaging or buy books? You can see a lot of books behind, just behind me. I love to collect books. And the very interesting fact is that I like to collect books which has a very interesting packaging, which has a very interesting cover or an aesthetic design. So I like to eat a meal which is very beautifully, kept and served with the aesthetics again. I like to go to a place. So packaging is very important. We all go for those certain brands because of packaging. So if you want to create a brand for yourself, if you want to become that professional speaker who is leveraged to be a keynote speaker, I think packaging is a must. How is it that you're packaging yourself? How is it that you're packaging your content? What is your content? What is your delivery? And how beautifully you've packaged it and put it out to the audience. So packaging is a very important aspect of public speaking. Again, pronunciation. So a lot of people I see try to imitate accents. A lot of people, try to, to come out as professional speakers. They, try to implement something that is not themselves. I would say just be yourself. Okay, and our pronunciation is very important. Be very good with grammar. There are grammar Nazis like me. I'm a big time grammar Nazi. I feel that if the grammar is not proper, I feel very taken aback. So just focus on the grammar. Let your language be simple. That's okay. But grammar should be perfect. Pronunciation should be perfect. If you feel that you're not comfortable in a particular language and you will not be able to cope with the grammar and the pronunciation, do not choose that language to speak. Choose in the language that is comfortable for you. So pronunciation will fall in place. And don't focus on pronunciation. Focus on what is your comfort zone. Automatically pronunciation, power, punch, everything will fall in place. So again, pronunciation with comfort. Presentation. How are you presenting it? Are you the only one on stage? Are you having a background? Are you having a PowerPoint presentation running? Is your presentation more kinesthetic? Is your presentation more activity based? Is your presentation more video based? Whatever is the kind of learning and presentation mode that you're using. Is it a skit? Is it a drama? What is the presentation that you're using? Your pause, punch, power, pitch, packaging, pronunciation will all go in that package of that presentation. And while you are doing the presentation, maintain a pace. You cannot just kindly mute yourself, please. 8 minutes. Okay. So your, I think Anuj sir is here. So we take a pause. Anuj sir, would you like to speak?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think we can stop screen sharing. We can stop screen sharing. We can stop screen sharing for a while.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
We are with us.
I have come in between. Yes.
We have with us CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, Chairman, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, ICI. He has been there. He has been involved in the ICI for the years, and he has been always standing with the ICI, and he is the chairman Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, Vice Chairman, Taxation Audit Quality Review Board, and convener, CDS and Publication Director. He was earlier chairman of CIRC of ICI. He is always working for the members only, and always for the members. That one is CA Dr. Anuj Goyal. He is always energetic, and he is always standing for people are looking for him. He's always be there for the members only. With this, we welcome to CA Dr. Anuj Goyal. Session to CA Dr. Anuj Goyal.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samit Kumar Misra ji, Honorable Secretary of this very, very important professional skill enrichment committee. We are having our star source person, CA Pooja Bhatia ma'am, who is helping us out in the best possible manner to really enrich the skills of the best of the chartered accountants of the world. And today we are having the presence of Vijay Jaiswal ji, the past chairman of Varanasi branch, who has produced not only MP in the form of Narendra Modi ji, but practically the Prime Minister. We are having C. Kamlesh Agrawal ji, past chairman of Varanasi branch as event enabler, and all the honorable delegates who are present from each and every part of the world. I think more than 2,000 delegates are live with us. So I welcome all of you on behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee as chairman of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee. And today, Pooja ji is taking a very, very important topic for all of us. Captivating conversations, public speaking strategies to elevate your professional competence. I think one deficiency I will say, which is there in our CA course curriculum, that this is not a classroom education. This is a super distance learning system since beginning in place, and now only a little bit orientation, MCS, ITT, advanced ITT, something has been done, but it is also very, very limited. And the members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India are supposed to have best of the conversation skills, and through best of the conversation skills, I think we can take our professional standing to greater heights. And we are having the best of the resource person, Pooja Bhatia ma'am, who is trying to help us out in the best possible manner. In the strategy making also, how this skill enrichment committee is supposed to contribute, and as a star resource person also. So I'm quite confident with the help and support of Pooja Bhatia ma'am, we will be certainly be enriching our skills of the conversation, and how we can take to the next level our conversation skills, and through that how we can enhance our professional standing. I think that is very, very important. I will not be taking further time. I once again welcome all our viewers from each and every part of the country and outside country. And on behalf of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, I commit that we will be putting our 100%. You must have witnessed that on 26th of June itself, 2 days back, we organized in a single day 110 physical programs of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee. So this is a scale, this is the capacity, this is the dedication, devotion of Dr. Samit Misra ji, who is the secretary of the committee. And as the chairman of the committee, we are trying our level best to help out our honorable members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, who are undoubtedly the best accounting professionals, not only in the country, but across the globe. And we are committed to help out, to contribute in the best possible manner as per the expectations of all of you, as per the expectations of the ICI, and as per the expectations of the society. Thank you very much. Over to CA Pooja Bhatia.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enriching words. Let's continue. Oh, just a moment. Okay, so we are back with our P's: pause, punch, power, pitch, packaging, pronunciation, presentation, pace. You cannot be at a very high pace and then come back at a very low pace instantly. There has to be a certain manner in which you modulate the pace, and that will come with preparation and practice. So like I said, a lot of P's are very important as we go in the P-Sec further. The P is the foundation, power is the foundation, preparation is the foundation, and practice is the consistency part of it, which is really going to elevate yourself as a speaker. Okay, so we'll now move towards the S part of it. What is the S? The S is your story. As we all discussed, when a personal story is shared with experience, with the ways that you have overcome things, or with your own personal life sharing experience, whether it may feel like a failure to you, but remember that failure is not a failure. It is a story of your success, which has made you to become successful. So remove the word failure and stay with the word success, and your story is going to be your defining key element of your presence as a speaker. So what is your story like? Your story should make sense. Your story should be suitable and your story should be short. Okay, a short, suitable. When I say to suitable to the audience, understand the audience that you're sharing experiences with. Relate your story with the audience. Relate with the age group, with the gender, with the kind of geography they are from. So keep your story very suitable and keep sense. Okay, it should make sense. It may make sense to you and may not make sense to the audience, doesn't make any impact on them. So it should make sense to the audience. So make it simple, short, suitable, sense, and a bit of sense of humor. Very, very, very important, goes a long way. So humor is also humor is something that will keep your audience very engaged throughout your session. So use humor as much as possible wherever you can. Okay. Now we come from the PSEC. We discussed the P, the S. Now we're discussing the E. So what are the E's of public speaking? Energy. When you come into the room, imagine you come as a very lazy person, just come and start speaking in a very low tone. Do you think the audience will be interested? Half of them will be sleeping. The rest of them will be looking here and there. They'll be distracted. But when you come into the room with energy, with an impact, there'll be people roaring. You'll hear sounds of roaring applause. That's the kind of energy we want. That's the kind of energy the keynote speakers have. That's the kind of energy the superstar speakers have. When they enter a room, they are filled with energy. Practice some things that will bring you energy, be it meditation, be it sort of, jumping on a trampoline, I would say, like children, how they jump on the trampoline and they are massively engrossed with energy. So have energy and engross yourself, engross your audience with the energy. Maintain eye contact. Now, if I'm on a screen, I'm not able to make eye contact with anybody because I can't see you. It's a webcast. But when you are standing on a stage and looking at the audience, make eye contact with everybody. Your eye contact is very important. When I say eye contact, it is a T. So you can see here on your forehead is a horizontal line, and from your forehead to your nose is a vertical line. So this is the center point where you have to make eye contact with the center of your T, which will keep moving from here to here. You should not stare at a person that the person gets uncomfortable. Don't stop your gaze at the person for a very long time. Keep it moving. Identify from the top, front, left, right side, everywhere. Who are the key persons who are literally someone who you could. So we'll always have those people who are listening to us, who are responding to us, through their body language, through the shake of their head, through their eyes, they're speaking to us. So identify, establish an eye contact with them, and do not gaze for too long, shift your gaze. The audience should feel immersive. The audience should feel engaged. The audience should feel that you're talking to everybody, not just to a small group of audience. If I'm constantly looking at this side and talking, this side feels ignored. They will get distracted. So my focus should be from here to here to here and should keep moving. Okay, so awareness of eye contact is very important. With energy comes enthusiasm. What you are speaking about is your story. What you're speaking about is a topic that you love, that you always hope for, that you do. So bring in all the enthusiasm that you can in that topic. It should feel like, if given a chance, you will be able to demonstrate it like that kind of enthusiasm, like a sports person. We should have enthusiasm with the mindset of a sports person. And that enthusiasm will take us a long way in public speaking. Okay, excitement. How excited you are to meet the audience. Now, if the audience feels that you are excited, they will really, really pay attention to what you're saying. And they will put in their energy also. So excitement should be visible in your eyes. Excitement should be visible in your body language. Be very excited. Talk to them with excitement. Share your excitement. Okay, make it very easy. Don't make it hard. When I say make it easy, when we talk about complicated stuff, the best keynote speakers are the ones who make even the most complicated stuff very easy. It should be easily digestible by the audience in the most layman terms, but most effective terms. How can you make it most effective? In a layman language, because not everybody has the same level that you think of, and you can't imagine that everybody is going to think of it from there. They're all going to have their own perspectives. So make it very easy, break it, chunk it down, and in those least chunky details, LCDs, talk to them. Okay, harp on to the key points again and again and again. Your entry is very important. Your entry should be, you must have seen a lot of these interviews where the superstars just enter and the entire limelight is on them. Their entry is like that. Now they have gained their entry to the power of their acting, right? If a politician walks in, to the power of his speech, to the power of what he does, he has gotten that applause in the entry. But when you enter a stage, maybe you are nothing, maybe nobody knows anything about you. Maybe they're seeing you for the first time. Your entry should be exciting. Your entry should be energetic. Your entry should be enthusiastic and easy, and maintaining eye contact throughout your entry and keeping that till the end of your exit. So entry and exit are the very important parts. Your entry, you started off with a bang. Your exit, your energy went very low. Audience is your entire speech that you gave, your entire conversation that actually captivated the audience through the program. By the end of it, it's gone down. So please make sure that the energy that you begin with at the entry stage is carried on till the exit stage. Okay. Ego check. I can be the best person. I have had so many achievements in my life. But if I'm going with an egoistic mindset that I'm the best, I think that will spoil everything. So the idea here is to humble and ground yourself. Okay. Grounding is very, very important, and keep a check on your ego. You can take it along with you, but do not let it overpower you. Remember, ego should not overpower. You can take it along with you so that it doesn't feel left out. But at the same time, you don't give it the driving seat. Okay, so keep a check on your ego and your eloquence, your grace, the way you are speaking, how persuasive you are towards the audience. That is very, very important. So as we move from P to S to E, I hope that everybody has understood the importance of the E's. Now the last bit of it, P Sec, I'm going to take you to the C's, the C's of public speaking. Confidence. Ask yourself before you go for a session, how confident are you? Now, confidence is something that goes up one day and comes down the other day. It's a part of us. First, learn to embrace that. If we are going low in our confidence, it is up to us. It is our responsibility. Instead of complaining about the confidence, let's gather the confidence. What are the things that I can do to gather confidence? I do a very simple activity. I clap hands for myself before I go. I make sure that I give myself the applause before I go there, that everybody is applauding and I'm applauding for myself, because I know that I'm going to give the best presentation for the day. Okay? Because every day you improve. With every session, you change. Identify what are the obstacles that you have faced. Identify what got you low in confidence. Understand how you overcame it. Write it down for yourself. It will motivate you to build confidence at a later stage. We are not confident right from the beginning. We build confidence step by step. When overwhelm comes in, understand that divide it into processes: easy, hard, and super hard. So easy will give me a little bit of confidence. When I go to the hard level, it will give me a little more build on confidence. And with that, I will keep going up the ladder. So confidence is the key. Clarity is the key. Most speakers may not know that clarity is very, very important. Why am I mentioning an importance is here is, if we are not clear of the vision that we have, what is it that we require, the outcome of the event, ultimately, what is the key takeaway that I want to give? Like for me, it is very clear that my key takeaway is, if you love what you do, if you do what you do, and if you hope for the right things that you do, you are a happy person. So my entire presentation, I will have that clarity. And all of that I speak is going to be guided towards that, towards my happiness. Because if I'm happy, I can keep the entire room happy. But if I'm not happy, I can make the entire room unhappy. The power is within me, and the power is with me because I am the one who's leading it. So make sure you have clarity of your purpose, clarity of your vision, and be very, very, very compassionate. So compassion is something that is kind of missing in society, and we need to bring it back. I think as a keynote speaker, you have the stage in your hand to feel compassionate. I'm not saying feel the person to the extent that, put yourself in the person's shoe. I wouldn't say walk yourself in the person's shoes, because every person is different. I would just say feel it, hear it, but don't please them. Give them a way, give them a solution. Okay, that's where your compassionate nature will come in focus. Care is a very important factor again. All of the factors are very important, and that's why I have made specific slides for these, to make you understand that if you care for the audience, if you care for yourself, if you care of the needs that the audience requires, for which you need to do a study of the audience, where you are becoming a presenter. So when you talk in a particular sphere, particular place, take care of the little things. Take care of gratitude. Take care of not hurting anybody's emotions. There was an incident that happened, and a lot of incidents keep happening here and there, which become a big talk about this. The entire society or the entire fraternity starts talking about it. So be careful about your speech. What is it that you're mentioning? Is it hurting the emotion or the sentiment of my audience? If it is, do not go there. So be very careful of what you speak. Do not get into religious biases. Do not get into religious debates. Do not get carried away by those kind of emotions. Put your focus on taking care of your audience, because as we say in our Hindu traditions also, that your guest is your God. Your audience is your guest and they're all your God. So you have to take utmost care. It's your responsibility. So please take utmost care with what you speak. Okay. Then comes the competency part of it. When I say competency, how competent are you with the topic that you've chosen to speak? Because your competency will become the key to confidence, key to clarity, key to compassion, key to caring, everything. So be fully competent, be fully prepared, and make sure that you maintain continuity and conduct. Okay, the conduct that we are in chartered accountancy, right? So we all have a code of conduct that we need to maintain. So make sure that the conduct is not taken over. You are in the conduct that is mentioned to you, that is given to you, and you're not moving away from that. So conduct is a very important key based on your profession. Continuity, how you are able to show the continuous impact, continuous change from one part of what you spoke to the other. Is there a continuity? You can't speak about one thing and the other thing is very irrelevant to the first. So what you speak of first should flow in the second. What you speak of second should flow in the third. And in the entire flow, 1, 2, 3, everything will be, sort of a package. Okay, so maintain the continuity and bring about coverage. Cover every part of the audience, cover every part of the place. Where you stand on the stage, move around the stage. Choose the center at most times, but feel free to walk to the left, feel free to walk to the right, feel free to step down and walk to the audience, so that the audience really feels cared for, really feels that you have some compassion. You're standing at their level and talking to them. So go out, move around, bring activity. Your activity will also build your confidence. So activity builds confidence. So if you work on activity, confidence will come. If you work on coverage, covering the entire space that you're in, confidence will come. Okay, and the audience will be feel cared for. And last, keep your cool, keep your calm, keep yourself composed. Cool, calm, and composure. All three are very important, because ultimately the audience doesn't know what you're going to speak, right? So even if you've forgotten, they're not sitting with a script in their hand to check what you're speaking or what is the coverage of it, unless you have specifically given them a script. So do not worry. Keep yourself cool, keep yourself calm, speak in a flow. Let it flow naturally. The more the flow is natural, the more your audience is receptive. So ultimately what we want is receptivity of the audience. So please work on the PSEC. What is the PSEC? A gentle reminder, P-S-E-C. All the P's, all the S, all the E's, and all the C's. Yes? So we'll move further. Now that we've spoken about the PSEC, I'm going to tell you what impact this PSEC has. Okay, how does the audience recall and clarity? Message is the key. Remember this. If you see the percentage that I have mentioned over here, highest percentage is in the message. Whenever you prepare a particular presentation or you prepare yourself to go and talk, whether it is for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or impactful 5 minutes only, I would say, even if it is a 5-minute speech that you're giving, your 5-minute speech should have a message. Your message is the key. What is the message you're leaving behind with the audience? What is the key takeaway of the audience? Whatever you spoke in those 5 minutes, in that one line, what is it that you want your audience to take it further, to remember for a lifetime? So message is the key in creating an impact. Highest percentage is given to the message. The second highest percentage is given into realistic problem solving. Have you touched the pain points of your audience? The audience may want, so sometimes what happens is we are so centered into our preparation. We just take a topic, we prepare on the topic and we go and deliver. We need to keep room for what the audience requires. Is it actually helping the audience? Is it connecting to the audience? Is it what the audience needs? We will have to tweak it here and there based on the flow. So realistic problem solving. Am I able to solve at least 5 people's problems in the audience from what I'm giving? What message I'm delivering? What connection am I creating? What clarity am I giving? All of this, if I'm able to impactfully give to the audience, I think I have already impacted the audience. So message and realistic problem solving. I think problem solving can also work when you share your own story of struggle, solution, and success to becoming successful. That's another way. And that I've already covered in the stories part, which is 4%. So as you see the entire percentage slot, 4% only is for stories, but story is very impactful again. Less percentage there because the message is covered in your story. The realistic problem solving is also covered in your story. The way you style and eloquence your story, the way you talk about your passion in your story, the humor that you create, the heart-to-heart connect. It's a H&H connect, heart-to-heart. We always think that, it's difficult to maintain relationships and, we have to maintain something. I truly feel that if you are able to make a heart-to-heart connect with a person, you truly don't have to maintain anything. Everything flows. So humor and heart again, and compassion and connect. Why stories is coming in the last is because all of this is a part of the story anyways. Throughout your session, the message, the realistic problem solving, the style and elocution, which constitutes the maximum, say 72% of your entire speech is in the message, problem solving, and style and elocution. The remaining is in your passion. How passionate are you towards your work? How passionate are you towards your audience? How passionate are you about yourself? I'm extremely passionate about myself. And that passion has brought me here today to become who I am. So that passion should be visible. The compliment that I usually get from people most of the time is that your passion is visible in your eyes. When you start talking about what you do, we just want to keep listening to it because there is so much of realistic vibe in it. There is so much of realistic passion in it. It shows the kind of journey that you've been through to come through that passion, to find your ikigai, to find your purpose. So I think when you speak about, choose the topics that, really bring out the best in you. That will make you a keynote speaker. Humor and heart, like I said, and connect, compassion and connect. You will see that throughout this session, I will keep repeating a few things. I'll tell you why I'm repeating those few things later on. Just make a note of it. Okay. They usually say that first impression is the last impression. I don't agree. I somehow don't agree with a lot of quotes because I feel that over the period of time while I was growing up, these quotes have got me limited in my belief system. And the things that people say, we start embracing them because that's what we keep hearing. And it sort of limits our belief system. So I decided that is coming because of a story that person had. And that becomes that person's quote. So how about I change the story? I may feel differently if I change my story. And that's where the importance of story lies. So I would say first impression matters, but it is not your last impression, but it is your lasting impression. It will stay in the minds of people for a very long time. The first time you meet somebody, the first 15 seconds or the first 30 seconds are so important because attention span is only that much. And what impact you are able to give them, what confidence you're able to show them, what passion, most of the time, I think a passion will take over. A person will just want to stay and keep talking to you, keep listening to you, because that passion is what that person is missing. And when they see it in you, they start feeling a connect in you. How often we find we meet somebody and we really like, okay, I do want to go and meet and talk to that person. And I want to keep talking because that person adds value to my life. So your first impression should be your most long-lasting impression in that mind frame of that person. People should call you. It's not a push strategy that you use. It's a pull strategy that you use, that people want to connect with you. You are not going and, putting yourself out there for connection. So it's very, very important to, sort of maintain that first impression and lasting impression. First impressions are only created with your tone of voice, your appearance, your body language, how you speak, your passion. All of the PSEC that we discussed will come into your first impression. Okay. Now you may say the common challenges. There are many challenges that we face. Fear, anxiety, lack of confidence, handling objections, lack of experience, audience engagement, I've repeated audience engagement twice because that's something, a very, very important part. I can just put all the blocks as audience engagement. Reason being, our audience engagement comes with the kind of audience it is. Maybe the audience is visually impactful. It gets impact only with visuals. So how I have put out more visuals in my presentation will determine my audience engagement. Maybe my audience is very activity based. They want to move around in the room. They want to sort of, get involved. So if my audience is like that, if I'm giving that what they want, then I have got the audience engagement. If my audience engagement is very lazy, they just want to sit in the place and just keep listening to you, then my delivery should be like that. So please study the audience. That's what audience engagement is all about. Time management, a topic altogether different. I have already done a session in the PSEC webinars itself based on managing productivity. I would highly recommend that you go back and watch this, because all of this is dealt with. Time management is dealt there, fear and anxiety is dealt there, confidence is dealt there. So all of these factors require a special, sort of 1.5 hours to especially get through you to understand how you can manage them and not take them as obstacles, but take them as opportunities coming your way from success to becoming successful. The only difference, the only pathway from success to successful is, while the journey of success, we identify obstacles. Through the journey of becoming successful, we convert those obstacles into opportunities. And that's where our key is. Okay. Engaging and relevant content, I've already mentioned. Adaptability to diverse audience. Say if my audience is filled with different professionals from different groups of doctors, lawyers, CAs, students, homemakers and industrialists. I don't know. It's a very, very diverse audience right now. So my example should be for the diverse audience. I cannot focus on only one kind of audience and keep harping on the same example, because the others will feel left out, ignored. And ignorance on the part of us will remove the audience engagement. So these are the common challenges, but there are different ways to overcome these challenges. We will discuss them in strategies. Okay. What keynote speakers do better? Right? Emotions. They are very good with their emotions. They know how to identify the emotions, and they know how to deliver those emotions and how to capture the emotions of the audience and re-deliver it. You understand what I'm saying? Identify your emotions, how to capture the audience emotions, deliver your emotions and re-deliver audience-based emotions. Give them a realistic problem-solving approach of the emotion that they are facing. Emotions is something that we give too much power to. I would say if we feel the emotion and let out that emotion fully, we are half sorted. I think 80% is sorted. Only the remaining 20% that we have to focus on. So feel the emotion, allow yourself to express through those emotions. Expression is the key. Whatever you feel should be expressed. Okay. Your appearance, how you're dressed, as we see, if he is a speaker in the image, if we see he's a speaker, he's wearing a bow tie, he's wearing a blazer, he's wearing a shirt, a trouser, proper shoes, well-combed hair, and using the effective body language. All of this is correct, right? So dressing, I think power dressing is something that goes a long way, because people should feel that you're impactful. And the first thing before you speak is your attire and your appearance. So even before actions speak louder than words, even before you make a speech, your actions are already speaking. Your visuals of what you have put across yourself are already speaking. So appearance is important. Personality that you carry is important. Your charisma that you have is very important. Your charismatic appearance, which you come with to the audience, your voice. Okay. There should be something in your voice that is enigmatic. There should be a rhythm in your voice. There should be a voice that people do want to hear. People want to keep hearing. Okay. Some people are just auditory. Some people are visual people, So auditory people would love a really good voice. And when the voice is good, they just want to keep listening to you. They will never be distracted. Even if a distraction is coming, they will shut all the distractions and focus entirely on you. So your voice is very important. If you're a keynote speaker, get into the habit of drinking water, especially warm water. I usually, whenever I sit for a session, I always keep a flask and a cup with me so that I keep drinking warm water again and again, because it sort of soothes your voice. So be careful of what you eat, what you speak, and what you do, because your voice is your keynote. Your everything is in your voice. Your voice is very important. Do not underpower it. Okay. Style. What is your style? My style is activity based. My style is audience engagement. My style is I use a lot of my hands. I use a lot of movement. Maybe your style is not that. Find what your style is and work on engaging yourself more and more and enhancing yourself with that style. Okay. There is no one set style for everybody. Your presence, your humility, humble, honesty, integrity really matters. Your sincerity towards what you do, your belief. Now, when you are talking about your beliefs are your beliefs. Do not become judgmental about your own beliefs and try to push your beliefs on other people. Always say in a very inclusive tone that this is my perspective, my belief. You're free to take it, you're free to leave it. Give room for the audience to take in as a perspective. The audience is sitting out there just to judge you. There are so many people in the audience who will be sitting there to judge you. You have to become an example, lead by example. If you want to be that keynote speaker, people hear you. Lead by example. That sincerity in belief that you have, everybody may not have. And it's okay. Over a period of time, they will develop it. But there should not be a push in the belief system. If I believe it is up to me, if the audience doesn't want to believe in that, or somebody doesn't want to agree with that, agree to disagree. It's over a period of time that even I learned in the, in a few sessions when I was doing, there'll be always one group of audience who is trying to target you. Maybe they will try to bully you. Maybe they will try to target you. Maybe they will try to just take you down. Ask yourself, why are they doing that? Maybe they are insecure about you being on the stage and they being there. Maybe they have that negativity in them. I cannot give the power to somebody and make my beliefs grow because of what they are feeling about me. It's what I say to myself ultimately that matters, and not what the other person says. So have strong beliefs, but also overcome the limiting beliefs time and again. Okay? Your genuineness is very important. Be genuine to whatever you give, to whatever you do. Be practical. Focus. Focus is the key. Bring newness to what you do every time. If you're going to keep doing the same thing again and again and again, it's always going to be like, okay, they expect what you're going to do. There's no curiosity left. If there is no curiosity, then they don't want to see. People are wanting newness in every bit of it. So how do you build that newness? By first bringing in newness to yourself. Okay. Ease of understanding. So they are easy to understand. They're understandable and they make it very easy to understand. So these are some of the things that keynote speakers do better, and you can also adopt them to become one of them. Okay. Now you may ask, something goes wrong, what will I do? Okay. So what these keynote speakers from the history did better, they persevered. If something did not work, they tried something else. If that did not work, they tried something else, and then something else, and then something else. What I'm trying to deliver with this is that you have to try different strategies that work for you. It'll come with practice. Do not pressure yourself to bring a balance to your life. Do not pressure yourself to bring in perfectionism. Okay? It will become a huge resistance in your life. Rather, just make a start. If you make a start, everything else will start flowing. Your perfectionism will become your resistance, but your progress will become your resilience. Ask yourself, what is it you want? You want to make the progress, or you want to just sit with perfectionism? Perfectionism will fall with progress. It will come with it. It's encompassing all of it. But just start where you are and keep trying different things. Something will work. You know, there's this popular book by Shiv Khera. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. They will try different methods to do the same thing. Whatever works for you, find what works for you, and that will come with practice. So practice, practice, practice. As I said, profound message. If this is my audience, you can see it's a very diverse audience. And I know a lot of people are watching and the audience is entirely diverse. What is the profound message that I'm leaving behind? Okay, there should be a message. There should be a takeaway. My message that I want to deliver, and again I'm harping throughout the session. What is that key message? Key message is do something you love, do something to find something to do, and find something to hope for. Okay, love what you do what you love. All the PSEC will fall in place. You don't have to focus on individuality, right? So that's the profound message that I would like to give to my audience. Ask yourself, what is the message that you would like to give your audience? And are you delivering it time and again? Okay. As we say, a break is important in between. So here, watch a video. I would say, please watch this video very carefully. Make your observations. I would like all of you to write your observations in the chat box after the video. What is it that was your observation, your takeaway from this video? Embrace yourself. Yeah.
Dhananjaya Hediarachi, I see something. I see something. Dhananjaya Hediarachi. You and I are not very different from this flower. Just like this flower is unique. You are unique. All of us has something special that makes us as beautiful. Do you know what makes you special? Now the answer to that can be a little difficult to find, because sometimes life has a cruel way picking out your petals, breaking you in two, and throwing you into the trash. And when you're broken, it's very difficult to feel special. So God is share my fellow flowers. I can remember the first time I broke. I was 17 years old. I had already flunked high school and managed to get myself arrested. Now, I wasn't afraid of the cops, but there was one person I was very afraid of, and that was my mom. Raise your hand if you have an emotional mother. Let me see. Put them all together, you get mama. I can hear her scream outside the police station. Even the cops were afraid. She came up to me, held the iron bars, looked into my eyes, and I saw a tear coming down her face. Now, I've seen my mama cry before, but mothers cry 3 types of tears. Tears of joy, tears of sorrow, tears of shame. And when a son sees a mother cry tears of shame, that's a life-changing moment. She looked at me and said, son, I want you to be a better man. That night, when I drove home, my dad was waiting for me at home. Now, my dad is a cool dad. Raise your hand if you have a cool dad. Put them all together, you get my dad. My dad came up to me and said, son, it's okay. You flunked your exams. You already got arrested. That's fine. You get that from your mother's side. I want you to start working immediately. And I said, okay. So my dad took me to meet one of his friends called Sam. Now, Sam was an accountant who had an accounting firm and had generously decided to make me his personal assistant. And there he was. He looked like a teddy bear. But this man was special. I looked at him and he looked at me. And then he said the most amazing thing. He said, son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. if you decide to work with me, I can help you find that something. And I was like, whoa, that's the first time in my whole life somebody has ever told they see something in me. And I started working for Sam. And every day after work, he used to tell me stories about the world, about history, about culture, about philosophy. And it was much more interesting than what I learned in school. And I discovered I can dream. And I started dreaming, ladies and gentlemen. After 1 year, I went back into high school, completed my exams, and went into college. After successfully completing college, I found a great girl, but not a job. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Have you ever had that problem? And when you're lost, it's difficult to feel special. So I went back to my cool dad. And I said, Dad, I feel lost. He said, you are like your mother. So my dad introduced me to this strange club that had a strange name with strange people. Oh. On the first meeting, they told me to do something called a table topic. I aced it. But while I was speaking, I see a strange man seated in the back row, humble, simple, the unfailing quality of kindness in his eyes. As soon as I finished, he walked up to me, looked me dead straight in the eye, and said, son, I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. If you come here twice a month, maybe we can find that something. And ladies and gentlemen, I discovered I could speak, and I love speaking. And that led me to become a teacher. I know what it's like to not have enough money in your bank. I know what it's like to worry when the bills start coming in. And sometimes, middle of the night, I wake up my beautiful wife and I ask her, honey, why did you marry me? She says, I saw something in you. But I still don't know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm a dreamer, I'm a speaker, and I learned the unfailing quality of unconditional love from my wife. I was broken, and I've been broken, lost, and broke many times in my life. But the people in my life were able to reach into the trash can and make me whole again. If it was up to me, I would have never been able to do that. And this is why if you have great people in your life, no matter how broke, how lost, or how broken you become, they can piece you back together. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at you, I see something in you. But I don't know what it is.
Okay. So I'm sure all of you made your observations, and I can't see it over here in the meeting, but I'm sure you are going to write down. As I'm going further, I want all of you to write down what is it that 1 to 5 key takeaways that you got from the video, and what are you going to implement in your life. Okay. The key takeaways for me was the way he was moving, the way he attracted the audience, the way he could get the audience laugh, his pause, his pitch, his tonality, his usage of props, very important again, how he used the rose in the beginning and how he, see what everything that I spoke about in the PSEC, all the P's, all the S, all the E's and all the C's. I think everything is covered so beautifully in this little delivery that happened just now. So keep watching such, I would say it's just not in watching, keep watching, but at the same time, keep practicing. Identify what you are not doing out of this and pick up that and implement that. Maybe with 10 maybe, you know, the first time you go, you're not able to implement anything. You're just doing your style. And then the second time you approach, the second time you have a session, you will get better. That progress will happen. You would have implemented that one learning. The third time, another learning. So keep implementing as and when. And one day, you will be perfect in the imperfections that are there. So just go about and embrace your imperfections and bring them out there. Don't feel the fear to share your personal story. I have had a similar story that he shared in a different way. And I have really taken the courage to come out of my flaws, to come out of my blame game that I was in, to come out of my situation. And it is my responsibility. And there were people who stood by me, and there were people who didn't stand by me. And it's okay. I learned something from each one of them, and I was able to bring that out. So identify what. See, sometimes we fear that, you know, if we share our personal story, will it come out as, you know, we are trying to gain sympathy? Now, the difference between sympathy, empathy, and a story from a real life engaging emotions, the only difference is how you say it. If you're saying it in a way which you're, you know, sort of taking in sympathy from the audience, it will surely reach out to the audience like that. The way you structure your story, that's where packaging comes in. The way you package your story, the way you put it out there, as natural, as realistic. It should be a story of courage, a story of strength, a story which may have had struggles, but there was a solution, there was a success, and this story will stay with your audience no matter what, and it will keep them motivated. So identify that what motivates you, because I've experienced this personally, that when the student is ready, the master appears. It's always about the student being ready. So make the student ready. And how to make the student ready? You need to be a student first, is what I've learned. A lifelong learner. LLL, very, very important. If you're a lifelong learner, you will always be motivated. You will not look for outside motivation, but you will be able to keep structuring that motivation within yourself. Okay, surround yourself with a passionate group of people. All the people that you are with should uplift you and should not put you down. And if people are putting you down, learn a lesson from that. Bring yourself to a state where you are no more affected by the way they look at you. Tell yourself what I tell myself after the entire group of people have told me is only what stays. Right? At the audience level, people may say whatever. But if I'm letting it implement, letting it affect my mindset, that is up to me, right? So please stay motivated with your own self, keep putting it into practice and keep learning every single day. And your learning will involve a lifelong learning. I'm showing you a cup over here because learning begins with unlearning and relearning. Empty your cup to keep filling your cup. That's very, very important. As I always say, be selfishly selfless. If you empty your cup is where you'll be able to fill it in with what you want, what you desire, what are the new practices that you want to implement. So feel easy to let go of what is not staying as relevant to what your speech is, or what is not staying as relevant to what your practice is with the audience. Surround yourself with those cups that are full. And if cups are not full, you can fill those cups by first filling your own cup. So fill your own cup, very, very important. Okay, again, how do they stay motivated? These keynote speakers that we're talking about again and again. They do what is important, they know it, and they share it, period. Whatever you know, share it. Feel free to share. Knowledge is free for everybody. And there are no free lunches also. They will pay the price where they have to pay the price. For you, if you have knowledge, share it. But don't become an advisor out of just going and advising people if they're not asking you. I've learned this in life that when you are asked for advice, give your advice. When you are asked to speak about a particular thing, speak about. That's when a person, because your listener should be prepared to listen to you. Just because I love speaking, I cannot go and speak everywhere. Okay, unless I've been given a platform where viewers have come just to listen to me. Only then my words are important and they carry that importance. They carry that power. So if you want to, your words, your thoughts, and your actions to carry that power, share your knowledge where it is asked for and share it abundantly. But where you are not asked for, do not go and poke your nose everywhere and keep giving your gyan or keep giving your knowledge. because I said knowledge is free. No, everything comes with a price. Only give it when asked for it. Please make sure to keep that. Love what you do, find your passion. Why today I'm able to speak with that confidence, why am I able to, be that person today, is because I gave time to find my ikigai. A lot of us do not spend time to find our ikigai. We always keep complaining, I don't know what my purpose is, I'm just doing this, but I'm very frustrated with what I'm doing. Now all of these is because we have not spent time to find our visions, find our goals, find our mission, find our passion, vocation, combine them together. All I did to launch the Blissful Navigator was find my ikigai. Ask myself, what is it that I love to do? I love to speak. Okay. What is it that I love to do? And what is it that I can be paid for? Can I be paid for what I speak? Yes. What is it that the world needs? World needs empathy. World needs compassion. World needs healing. World needs not only effective speakers, but effective doers. I only preach what I practice. I don't practice what I preach. That's where my USP is, or that's where my ikigai is. So I'm good at that. So what we love, what we are good at, what we can be paid for, and what the world needs, when we combine all of that, we find our ikigai. When we have found our ikigai, we don't have to work on motivation. Motivation comes to us on its own. We are motivated every single day, and every single moment of our lives is a meditative moment. Okay. I don't have to sit to meditate. Everything that I do, I love. So I am in a meditative state all throughout. So that's very, very important. Keep learning the basics, learn, explore to grow, and hang in there. Very important word, hang in there. No quick fix. Okay, let it be. So we say ASAP, right? ASAP stands for as soon as possible. For some people, ASAP could be as soon as possible. For the other set of people, ASAP could be as slow as possible. There are no quick fixes. Have your own pace, determine your own pace. You want to go slow, you want to go soon. Choice is yours. I would say if you go slow, the progress is deeper, the learning is enriching, and the slower you go, the faster you reach from success to being successful. So again, it's to each his own. There is no standardization, whatever works for you. As I promised, I said, I will take you through how to overcome fear and anxiety. A lot of people may feel nervousness, may feel sweat, may feel shivering while they come. And I see a lot of students over the period of, I think, 14 years of my journey, where I've been impacting students, professionals, entrepreneurs, homemakers, and all walks of life. I have observed one thing very common. We start feeling anxiety and fear very soon. Anxiety is such a huge word, but we give it so much importance that it overtakes our entire personality. We may be the best people, but we're not able to do that. So having met so many people and transformed so many lives, I can tell you this, that fear and anxiety is a part of us. If somebody has watched Inside Out 2, the movie has just come out, it really talks about how a little bit of everything is important in our lives. Otherwise, we'll all become stagnant. Imagine if I don't have the fear of growth, I'll be stagnant. I'll just be doing what I'm doing. I will never think of climbing the ladder, but I'm not letting it to overpower me. That is the skill that I need to possess. How can I do that? Okay. Acknowledge. It all begins with how you've acknowledged. Okay, before a session, am I fearful? Yes, I acknowledge it. I accept it. A little bit of jittery vibes will come before going on a stage, a room filled with 10,000, a lakh people. I don't know how many you've desired. That many people to you. It will come, but it's okay. As I said, work on your energy, work on your enthusiasm, work on everything that has made you who you are today. Just think of the strong why. When you think of the strong why, you will be able to acknowledge and accept the fear better. Now, I know that fear exists. Can I give it see, if I'm going to give the fear my driving seat, it'll drive me insane. It'll take me to places where I don't want to be. If I give my fear a seat beside me, which I want to give only to special people, then it'll keep guiding me, go here, go there. How many of us experience it? We're sitting in a car, we are the driving seat. And the person who's sitting next to us usually would be our partner or a family member who would say, no, go slow, go drive safely, do this, do that. And we're like, I know how to drive. Don't tell me. So we want people who really want to encourage us. We don't want people who are discouraging us. So identify the fear, recognize it, keep it aside. Do not keep it do not let it drive you. Do not keep it in your front seat. Do not put it in the trunk. Rather, put it in your back seat. Take it along, accept it will come in your journey. Its ego will not be affected. Fear also has an ego. Doubt also has an ego. It will not be affected. You're taking it along with you because you want growth. And it's a challenge. You want to overcome that. So I'm taking it along, but I am not letting it overpower. I am not letting it to direct my course of action. I am forming my own road, the own path that I want. And that path is where I am deciding where to read. Okay? And there will always be a road not taken. A very beautiful poetry. I love that poetry. So there will always be a road not taken. So no regrets. Just embrace yourself, acknowledge yourself, and I think everything will just fall in place. Preparation and practice. If there is a little fear, I will practice. I will prepare. If I'm not fearful at all of anything, little bit also is not there, I will just go there, and maybe I'll fumble, and maybe I'll forget. Maybe I'll experience something that, I just have a sort of vision which is just like blank. So I want to prepare. I want to practice because it's going to help me boost my confidence. Also, it serves as a purpose that I have a room full of audience who have spared their time to come and listen to me. I can just come and fool them around. They have spent their time. They're respecting me. They have given their presence here. So I need to respect that time. I need to respect. So I need to go prepared. And if I'm not going prepared, that's not the ideal skill a keynote speaker has. So preparation and practice, get comfortable with your audience. A lot of people ask me this, that, how do I begin? How do I start? It just comes with practice. Do not worry. Just go stand there. Talk about whatever you know. Just make a start. Progress will come, perfection will come. Visualization and positive self-talk. As I said, as a child also, I think the first time that I spoke in front of a huge audience was in school when I was in the third or fourth grade. And at that time, only computers had come into our school. So I was supposed to talk in the assembly about the importance of computers. And I didn't know. I was really nervous. I went to my father and I said, how would I do it? My father just told me one thing. Just look at it as an audience. So this is something that I follow and I tell everybody to follow. Just make a note if you want to make a note. Who are you comfortable with? Say, I'm comfortable with strangers. I feel very awkward when, a group of people I know are sitting. I become very sort of to myself in a group. But when I'm alone and I'm one-on-one talking to a person, I'm a very open person. I talk very well and I'm full of contribution there. So I asked myself, in this audience, okay, who do I see? I see strangers. I was able to deliver my speech without any flaws, with utmost perfectionism, and I had an audience which was applauding for me. And that was my first time. Okay, all I thought was, who is it that I want my audience to be? Now ask yourself, are you comfortable with known people? Assume these are family members. If you feel you are comfortable with your audience, which is not, say, you're comfortable with strangers, assume all of them are strangers and give everything that you could give out there. Visualize it, give yourself the positive self-talk. When I say positive self-talk, I don't mean to tell something that, I am not this, but I'm, giving a false, I'm faking it. Don't fake it till you make it. I don't go by that ideology of faking it till you make it. I have removed all of these systems from my mindset. And I would encourage that if you feel relevant to this, you also can remove this. Replace positivity with optimism. Positivity is all about, I don't like it. I know it's not possible, but still I'm trying to be positive. Okay, it's sort of a faking. I'm sort of faking it. But optimistic is, I know there is a problem. I know this has to be dealt with, but how can I overcome it is optimism. So I'm being optimistic about it. So engage in positive self-talk and visualize yourself in those speaking scenarios. All of your fear, your anxiety will just disappear. Okay, there's this movie called Ashiki 2 also, where he takes the actress to the audience and imagines that, there is a room full of audience, and she just imagines, and he's the only one who's clapping in the audience. And that really happens, although he's not there. So it's all about the visualizations that you give yourself. First, you think it in your mind, and then you put it out there in the audience, exactly how you want. Okay, seek supportive environments. As I said, we all should have our own communities. If the community is not supportive, it is not the right community for us. They are not the right tribe for us. So if we want to find our own tribe, right? So sometimes finding the right tribe makes us go into isolation. It's okay to be in isolation for some time. You will find the supportive community who will give you constructive feedback. Okay. Also, when we talk about feedback, take feedback from your audience, not with the mindset that you want to hear only good. They may have to say some things which you will need to improve. I have improved over the years just by taking constructive feedback. Construction or destruction is in my head, not in what the audience is saying, not in what my team is saying, not in what my environment is speaking. Whatever they say, my mind decides I have to take it constructively or I have to take it destructively and destroy my mindset. So please take in constructive feedback and find supportive audience to engage you with it. Okay. Breathing and relaxation techniques may work for somebody. Whenever I have to do a session, somebody asks me always, did you do a healing for yourself and come? Because it's a practice that I do. Before a session, I always do a small healing for myself, sort of a meditation, where I relax myself. I let go of all my fears. I let go of all my worries because they will come. I just let go. And I allow myself to be in a state of who I am. And I'm nothing. I know nothing. I expect nothing. When I come with that stage, with that thought process, I'm humble, I'm grounded. So breathing, relaxation, it really works. So find what works for you. For me, healing works. For someone, a workout may work. For some people, jumping on a trampoline may work. As I said, that brings an energy in the room. Find what calms you down, because calming energies is required when you speak. You are responsible for your actions. You are responsible for your thoughts, for the words that you put in. And the audience is going to take in everything. Okay? So please find what works for you. Strategies for achieving your dreams. Whatever your dream is, whatever you want to talk about, there will be resistance. The first strategy is embracing roadblocks and viewing them as opportunities. Like we always talk about SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. I feel that strength, weakness, obstacle comes first, and those obstacles are converted into opportunities. So first, the SWOT for success is strength, weakness, obstacle, and threat. And the SWOT for being successful is strength, weakness, which we have understood, embraced, worked upon, converted into opportunities, and now those threats have become our thriving action zones. Okay, so embrace these. As I said, it's a psychological thing. Deal with it psychologically. Give yourself optimistic pep talk. Give yourself the right scenarios, visuals. Give yourself all of the practice that is needed. This is what I have identified for myself. These were the resistance that spoke to me over a period of time, which I was able to overcome and make this mark for my life to where I am today. Okay, what you see in the picture is an Anu auntie that I call as my resistance. I have given it a form. I have given it a name, because when I give it a form and a name, it doesn't feel scary to me. I don't feel scared anymore of it because it's personable to me. I can talk to it. I can relate to it. I can tell no to it. But if it is a stranger who I don't know, doesn't have a form, doesn't have a known, I don't know what it's coming with. So I'm not able to take in. So I have identified these resistance that speaks to me. Maybe many resistance would speak to you. I have overcome all of these. Today, there is no doubt and fear to that extent. A little bit of jittery feelings come here and there and go. Procrastination, guilt and shame, criticism, change, all of this I have overcome. And if I have overcome, so can you. Define the enemy. How did I overcome? I understood it is invisible. It is very intelligent. It is unreasonable. It is most powerful at the finishing line. Right before doing a session, I'm going to feel those vibes. I'm going to feel, and I'm going to take a step back on the stage. How many of us would have experienced this as a child in our growing up days, that I go on the stage and just before my name is called down, I back out, and the person is calling my name, and I'm disappeared because I let the resistance take over me. So understand the resistance is most powerful at the finishing line. It never sleeps. It only gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So how do I deal with it? I deal with it by accepting it first. I accept there is an enemy. I accept that it is going to destroy me. I accept it is inside me, but it is not me. I accept that the real me must fight the resistance within me. Dreams and desire create resistance. But dreams and desire came first. Resistance came later. So as accountants, we all know the LIFO method. Last in, first out, first in, last out. Okay. So I would tell you, follow the LIFO method. Last in, first out. What came last? Your resistance. What came first? Dreams and desire. Keep them there. Resistance came last, so it will be the first to go out. Okay? Assistance will follow the minute you're able to overcome your resistance. Another strategy, you will become what you think. So focus, look at yourself and ask yourself, what is it that you would want to become? You could do a mirror exercise. You could ask people their constructive feedback. There's a Jowry window which talks about perspectives. You can identify other people's perspectives, what they think about you, and start focusing on the prime factors that you want to grow, not on the factors that you want to leave. There is this hand, okay, and each finger is important. But when I clap, I'm clapping with one finger, I get tired. Again, I clap with 2 fingers. Again, I clap with 3 fingers. I understand that I begin with this finger because this finger is my strength. Other fingers are not my strength. They're my weaknesses. But when I focus on my strength, even my weakness starts to support my strength. And even it starts to contribute to raise the bar for myself. So focus on what you think you can become and you will become that. Ask, ask, ask. Okay? There are no problems. There are only opportunities. Look at everything as an opportunity. Start with your end goal. Why have I put this cake is, for me, the end goal is at my 75th birthday or at my 80th birthday or the farthest that I can think, I'm standing cutting this birthday cake. What are people talking about me? Was she a person who didn't overcome her challenges? Was she just in her comfort space? Or was she the one who took charge of herself? Who made herself something that she wanted to be, who aligned herself to a true purpose of her life. This is what, and how gracefully she did it. I would want those people to speak about that. So when everything goes wrong, I open my end goal sheet, I look at the things that I want people to speak, and I become that. It gives me more motivation. So it doesn't move me away from my dream, but gives me added perspective to it. Okay? Dreams are hard and worth it. Remember, it is possible. It is necessary. It is you. The dream is you. The desire is you. The vision is you. It is hard. I agree it is hard. It is worth it. And it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. So be it, so be it, so be it, and so it is. All you have to give that power is that. Okay? Take pride. Take ownership. If you have to do certain sacrifices, I don't even call them as sacrifices. I call them as compensations. Change your words, change your mindset. Dream get greater dreams, learn from the experts. Attitude is a choice. Most people say fake it till you make it. I don't say fake it till you make it. I say faith it till you make it. Your faith is what is your true base, and keep your faith. You will achieve everything that you want to do. And in the end, it will keep you grounded. If you're in the victim mode, why me? Say, try me. If you're in unclear mode, tell yourself, if it's meant to be, it is up to me. If you're in the action-taking mode, tell yourself, no longer. I will no longer be carried away with this. I can't do it only yet. From now on, I can. That's the only way you can go. Have an attitude of gratitude. Be very grateful. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, gratitude goes a very long way. Be very grateful. Look to those high on the ladder. Okay? Raise the bar for yourself. Look always to improve. Like I said, there'll be a lifelong learner. Become addicted to success. Control your ego. True greatness is in humbleness. Be humble. Connect, customize. Whether you're on stage or whether you're off stage, you're always scrutinized. Somebody is watching you top to toe, top to bottom. Somebody is looking at the way you speak. Somebody is listening to you. Somebody is listening to the things that you have not said, the emotions that I've unsaid. So somebody is scrutinizing you. It's okay. Tell yourself what that person thinks about me is not of concern unless I add value to it by saying it to myself. Okay. My job is to step into the room and capture every soul, says Tony Robbins. My job is to step into the room and capture every soul. That's what Tony Robbins said. He's a very excellent speaker, but I would say it's not my job. It's not my job. It's my purpose. It's my vision. It's what I want to give. If you come with the give, with the giver's gain, if you come on the stage with the idea that I want to give, I want to help everybody in this room, everything will follow. Everything will flow. Okay? Humor, heart, and audience preparation, participation. Very, very important. Like I said, heart-to-heart connect. Make a heart-to-heart connect. Connect with those people. You don't have to really be personal in conversation and speak one-on-one. Even one-to-many, you can connect. Does your story touch your own heart first? How many of us ask ourselves this? My story, which I have, and every time that I say it, in every manner that I say it, touches my heart first. When it touches my heart, I'm able to touch hearts everywhere. So first, you are important. You is equal to you. Whatever you're giving to the room, ask yourself, are you doing it? That will build the heart-to-heart connection. That is exactly what I meant by saying, I preach what I practice. I don't practice what I preach. I preach only what I practice. What I do is what I am, is what I teach. Okay? Your message should linger long, and eye contact and move in. All that I think is very clear. So skills, be a real life example: style, passion, purpose, compassion, connect, story, storytelling. I've already mentioned these many times. So I'm sort of, going as a repetition to it, because repetition is the key. The more you repeat the important points, the more it gets into the mindset of the audience and it stays. Okay. Creating the keynote speaker image. Be passionate. Talk about your passion. Show your passion in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Subject matter should be expertise. Be a living example, lead by example, drive compassion, decide what your presentation must accomplish, and listen what your listener must take away from your talk, and even remember 1 year down the line. Okay. So actionable, it should accomplish change. People should want to evolve listening to you. Define the purpose and change that you will create with what you're doing. All this should go as a pre-work, the preparation part of it. That brings to action. Create your mission statement. Take control of what the audience must remember. It is in your hands. When we go for a movie, we only watch what the director wants us to watch. That vision is only there, right? So you should also have written a script for yourself that you are able to take your audience through it, but also give room to the audience to. So I sort of apply the mixed approach. I don't believe in the idea that, what the director wants us to see, we should only see that. I believe in giving scope of imagination, because I'm also a reader, and reading brings out imagination. It doesn't give us the same path. So what I would say is make a mix of both and take through your audience with it. Allow them the room of perspective thinking, as well as give them what you're giving. They can take what they want to take, make an impact with what you want to give. Okay. Repeat what must be remembered. As I said, I have been repeating quite a bit, and I'm going to say it again. Keep repeating the points which you want your audience to remember and which you want your audience to keep with it. Develop power moves, very important. Use your heart power and do what you believe. Find better ways. Use journaling, talk your truth. All of this again, tell your story, and personal example is my favorite. I would say, talk your story. Do not let the fear control you. Express yourself through an emoji. Right now, if all of you can just express yourself through an emoji quickly, I would like everybody to drop in the chat box one emoji which is talking about what your current state of mind is. What is it that you're feeling right now? I want the chat box to be filled with emojis coming from you. Open your phone, take your phone, or wherever you are, put an emoji in the chat box. And in the end, I'm going to ask how many of you gave the emojis. Okay. Use emotions wisely. I think I took charge of my life. I took responsibility, and that's where I am today. I don't let the event decide my response. I let the outcome decide my response. Event is fixed, it is not in my control. Audience is fixed, it is not in my control. What is the outcome that I want from my delivery will determine how I'm going to respond to my audience. Use your emotions wisely. Create the speech, humor, heart story, visual aid, audience participation, and recap of the 3 things. What are the recap of this session? Do in your happiness journey, find something to love, find something to do, find something to hope for. Okay. And there are a lot of things that I would want you to remember, and the connection that I have made with all of you with my heart, and the stories that we speak of will all determine your creation of your speech. Make the connection in the opening, keep the connection till the end. Okay. Prepare 4 times the material. I would say preparation. A lot of practice. Your performance is the key. So your performance needs practice and preparation. Be consistent. There is never ending improvement in you. So be unique, focus intensely, prepare, practice, prayer, pump. When I say pumping, whatever works with you, whether it is jumping in your mind, whether it's jumping on your bed, whether it's jumping on your floor, whether it's jumping on the trampoline, do what it takes. Pump that energy into you. Be full of excitement, be full of anticipation, and be happy. And that's why our keynote arises where? Find something to love, find something to do, find something to hope for. It'll keep you happy. Okay. Some book recommendations for all of you. These are the recommendations. Although I have never read any of these books, and I don't believe that I'm a voracious reader, an avid reader, but I love to read fiction. I somehow have never, I used to have so many self-help books, but I never got to reading those self-help books. I believe that for me, life experiences taught me a lot, and I keep learning through life experiences, keep learning through different situations and challenges that are with me and with other people that I deal with as clients. So I think learning comes from there. So the secret is in action and not just accumulating knowledge is my idea. We may read hundreds of books, have all the knowledge, but if there's no implementation, none of that book reading is effective. So put it into action. Action comes with giving yourself 100% responsibility and knowing why you are here in the first place. Okay. So the conclusion is commitment. Are you just interested or are you committed? Ask yourself this question. Are you interested in becoming who you are, or are you committed to becoming who you are and who you want to be? That's where the entire work lies. Okay? Something to love, something you truly hope for, and something to do. In the end, I always like to affirm. Every morning I put out affirmations on my stories, on my social media, on my WhatsApp, everywhere. Because I believe that affirmations are very, very, it has taken me a long way. It's just an optimistic way of looking at things. And I take charge of my life in a very simple manner. So these are the affirmations that I use. It helps me get more confident. And with this, I would like to say thank you to all of you, to the participation that you have shown. And a keynote speaker is very responsible of the timing. Okay. So when I joined the session, Sambitji had told me that your time ends exactly at 12:45. And exactly if you see your time, it's 12:45 and the presentation is over. So be careful with the time. Do not exceed time, because if you respect time, time will respect you, and your self-management will become very easy. And the audience will respect you as well. So time is the key that I have not mentioned anywhere, because I wanted to make an impactful ending with the time. So keep up to the time. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any any doubts, anything that you want to get back to, you want to connect, feel free to take note of these. The contact details are here. Feel free to get in touch. And I would love for all of you to put into practice whatever we've discussed. And remember, packaging is very important. So package yourself the best way that you can for who you are and not for who you are not. With this, thank you. Okay, so I have a few questions. Role of social media. It provides opportunity to sharpen the skill. What is the question, Mohitji? Please elaborate more on the preparation for impromptu situation. So when situations are impromptu, I think a lot of practice helps in working on impromptu situations. When things have just come to you and you just have to speak, just remember one thing, that your audience doesn't know what you're going to speak. Your audience is just here to listen to you. So just make an impactful beginning with just who you are. Just come and speak. The title of this presentation is Captivating Conversation. Just know that you're just conversing with somebody. How would you start a conversation? It's as good as that. Conversation is one-to-one. This conversation is one-to-many. But that many can be one for me. So I can feel that I'm just conversing one-to-one. That's the way I look at it. So I think preparation just sort of comes in the flow. I'm a lifelong learner, so preparation is not something that I have to do just before it. It's already in the preparation. We are in the flow. Whenever you get an opportunity, you speak. So being a lifelong learner will help in the preparation for impromptu situations. Another question is, could you please elaborate on the pause? Maybe one example, like I'm talking something very, very deep, and I wanted to just, sort of get into the hearts of the audience. I would take a pause. I would slow down. I would not be in that hurry. Can you see how I'm pacing myself down? I'm trying to make an impact with the right pauses. Again, if you're replacing your pauses with okay, it sort of talks about that there is no flow in your language. So with a lot of preparation comes the flow. With a lot of learning, unlearning comes the flow. So remove those pauses, that unwanted pauses that we put, and make your pause sort of embracing your real self. That's one thing. Okay, then how to gain attention of family members, neighbor, such that they listen to us and get engaged in important matters of situation betterment. A person will listen to you only when you listen to them. Remember this. When you respect, you get respect. So sort of, I would say, be a listener first. Allow them to speak. Give them at least some time to speak and then speak back, because when they feel respect, even though you may not have an answer to them or you do not agree with them, you agree to disagree, still you give them time to speak. Givers gain. First, give them time. Automatically, they will give you time and they will listen with all their attention, because sort of you respected them and they respect you back. Should I ask questions or is this more comfortable? 1 second. You can ask questions, Nakul. Yeah. Okay. Where do we get to know more on speaking and practice? I think more you can watch videos, listen to podcasts, and sort of start doing it for yourself. Get your audience, make a like-minded community. So I believe in communities. Whatever you want to grow in, make a community for yourself and they become your audience. So you get practice. Okay. So yes, somebody wants to ask questions, they are feel free to ask.
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much, CA Pooja Baradia. I was just asking you, that was not an actual question. That was just that I should ask the questions as it is my duty as the enabler. So that was just a internal
Okay,
question.
I thought these questions were put and somebody told me you have to only read out questions.
Perfect.
I was doing that.
So we have one of the questions that has been that for a public speaking, how far do you think, what skills are more required inside a closed office space? In a small office space of 20 to 30 people, what kind of skills do you think we should be looking forward to?
Energy, impact. You should be an example, lead by example. I think that will sail through a lot. And you should have power in your speech. When you speak, the people should be willing to listen to you. And that power should not be with a push approach, it should be with a pull approach, is what I believe in. We can't push the power. We can't have people respect us. And, because of a position, don't use your position to get that power. Your words and your actions will speak for you. So lead by example in a small room.
Perfect. And more importantly, how can our public speaking skills help us in a competitive environment, like presenting in front of clients, or maybe we're in front of like we're 2 or 3 people presenting a tender to a client, we have to leave an impact, but there's a competition. What is the competitive edge that public speaking can give us?
The competitive edge, I believe that if you want to grow in, sort of, if you're talking about tenders and how you can get there, it's all about faith it till you make it. Like I said, keep your faith that if you are good at it, there is nothing to worry about it. If not this, there is a better opportunity awaiting you. I always say embrace whatever comes. You're always at the right place at the right time doing the right things. It's all a part of your divine plan. So if it was not meant to you, I would say it's okay, it's gone. And if it's meant to be in your journey, it will come to you. You just work on, your faith and surrender. That's the competitive edge I would give myself if I was there in your position. There is no competition. We are our own competition.
And there's another question.
And the ones who are fighting with competition are very insecure. Yeah.
Perfect. There was another question in the chat. Arrogant but achieving, non-compromising, and tough. What happens next?
In a sense, I come again. Arrogant.
I mean, that's just how the question reads.
What is the question? Can you frame the question properly?
The question reads: arrogant but achieving, non-compromising, and tough. What happens next? So maybe the person is asking, if somebody has these characteristics, what will be the outcome?
If you're arrogant, you will attract those. See, your vibe attracts your tribe. So what you are is what you're going to attract. So then don't feel taken aback that, I think it's about your perspective. So what is the perspective that you are looking at your audience versus the audience looks back at you the same way? So if you're going to come out with that arrogance in your achievement, it is going to come back to you. It's always, I said in the first part of my speech that it's not about the achievements that you talk about. It's how you were able to come to those achievements. Your journey is very important. The competition, the success is in your process. So your process should be so graceful that it flows. So if you're arrogant and if you're all of those, And if you're non-compromising, I see, change the words, no. Don't say non-compromising. I would say the word compromise is so negative. If I say instead of compromising, how can I collaborate? That would be a better way to think about it. So just change your terminologies. You can be the same person. I don't want to compromise on these, and it's okay to not compromise. Rather, I want to collaborate. It's the same purpose, but the mindset changes. So work on your mindset change. I think that's the key. I hope I've answered.
Yeah, perfectly. I think better than I could have understood the question. You got the question perfectly, I believe. The other question that we have is that how do you think taking a recourse can be a choice in between the session with the, based on the audience feedback?
Yes. So you should be, so when it's not about you, don't be about you. When you come, you're about everybody else. It's, you come with a very selfishly selfless attitude. You are talking about you also, but you are in consideration with the audience. So keep a lookout for the audience. When your audience is always giving you feedback, how they are distracted, whether they are captivated by your conversation or not, what is impacting them better, what worked better, where the applause was higher. So you have to be a very good observer. With the speaker comes listening skills, observing skills, all of that. So I think if you're able to observe the audience to the best way, you will get the feedback in between and you will have to recourse the action. If I feel my audience is not enjoying the activity, I'll have to change my activity. If I feel my audience is sleeping in the visuals, I have to cut down the visuals and I have to bring them my real visual. Actually, the power is in you. You are the entire visual. If you can create the most impactful presence, I think you don't need any visuals in the background. You don't even need a presentation. For years, I have never used a presentation to give a presentation. I've always used myself. I'm the only prop. Yeah.
Perfect. I think that was the most, that was really the cherry on the cake to the entire session. A very powerful answer. Thank you so much. I think that's all for the questions. And if it is, if the speaker allows, I think it's a very good time to give in the formal vote of thanks with your permission to the speaker.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So on this note, I would just like to thank the chairman of the board, the chairman of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee, CA Dr. Anuj Goyal, the vice chairman, CA Sri Priya Kumar, and the most important, our key speaker of the day, CA Pooja Baradia, the entire team of the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee, and also our lovely audience. Thank you so much for such a huge attendance and your wonderful questions. And in the end, also, I would just like to comment once again. I think Pooja, you answered the questions. They were just I was totally adored with the answers that you were giving. I mean, the way you were understanding the question, I think you were proving that a good speaker is first a good listener. Thank you so much for such an experience. That's all I think I have to say.
It's my pleasure to, I think I've sort of learned in life through question and answers. All my learning has come when people ask me questions and, the answers come in a natural flow. I think that's the best way to learn also. Wait, what has happened?
Wonderful. I think thank you. That's all for the day. Thank you very much. This is the formal vote of thanks, and I officially announce the session concluded. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.